So here's some help with the longest run problem. This is just kind of sample problems. Remember, we had a die and we rolled it X number of times. In this case, I have 18 sample data. And here's what you want to do. You want 4 variables. Current run, which I'm going to set to 1. Why? Because a run doesn't really happen until I get 2. And I always want to add to my 1 to get to a 2. So I'm going to start at 1. Some people start at 0, but then when you add 1, it's not really a run of 2. It's just a run of 1, which doesn't make sense. My current run start, I'm going to start at 0 because that's where I am starting. Then I'm going to set my max run to 1, and then my max run start to -1. I do that -1 because the prompt says if there is no run, like if all these numbers, I don't have a pair anywhere, if there is no run, to return -1. So that's why I'm starting at -1 there. And as we go along, here's what happens. So let's say I'm going through, what I want to do is compare the first number to the number after it. And I'm going to keep doing that, but here I found a match here. So I'm comparing index 1 to index 2. And I check to see if they match. Do they match? Yes, they are the same. So I'm going to add 1 to my current run. And I'm going to change my current run start to that right there. After I've done that, I need to check, is my current run bigger than my maximum run? Yes, 2 is bigger than 1. So I change my max run, and I change my max run start. So what I'm saying is my maximum run now starts at 1 here. So next, and this is important, I'm going to move in my for loop to the next 2 numbers. So I'm comparing index 2 to index 3, and notice they don't match here. So because they don't match, I have to reset my current run. To do that, I set my current run back to 1, and I set my start to I plus 1. Well, why that? Well, here I had a run, and this is my I. My I is 2. But when I got here, there's no longer a run. So I need to reset my run. And I don't want to start at 2, which is I. I want to start my next run at I plus 1. Now there's not going to be a run there either, but the computer doesn't know that yet until it gets there. So you're resetting. And you just keep going on with this process, and we're going to look at it one more time here. When you have a match, you add 1 to current run, and you change the current run start. At this point, you check, is the max run, or is the current run bigger than the max run? No. So we move on. There's still a match. So I add 1 to my current run. It's now 3. 1, 2, 3. My current run start, it still starts at 6. I don't change it. But I have to check, is my current run bigger than my max run? Yes, 3 is bigger than 2. So I'm going to change my run and the run start, because the run start now starts here. And then I move on. I say, okay, are these still matching? They are. My current run is now 4. The start is still at 6 though. And then I have to check, is my current run bigger than my max run? Yes. And so that goes on until I end. And when I end here, I'm going to have to reset again. And when I reset, I'm going to set current run to 1 and current run start to I plus 1. Now here's your pseudocode. I'm not going to give you the code. Basically, you're looping through the entire array, and you're comparing every number to the very next number. So this one to this one, this one to this one. Now you got to be careful. At the end, if I try to compare 17, index 17 to the one after it, it doesn't exist. So I'm going to get an index out of bounds error. So you always want to just end one less than the length of the array. Remember that? So I'm comparing the 2 numbers. If the numbers match, like these 2 5s match, I'm going to add to the existing run. So I'm going to make the run 2, and then I compare. Hey, is my current run bigger than my max run? If so, let's make a switch. And the final thing, else, if the numbers match, I'm going to do these 2 things. else or otherwise, if the numbers don't match, like 5 and 4 here don't match, I need to reset my run. When we reset our run, again, you set the current run to 1 and the current run start to I plus 1. And that's the end of this video. Hopefully you can figure it out.